Okay, so let's talk about dynamically generated content. So here I've got a basic web page with four buttons. One button says click me to add a new button, and we're going to use the jQuery command .append to add a button to this div every time we click it. So I click this button and we generate buttons. So these buttons are what's called dynamically generated content, and they don't get saved to the page. They're not permanent, they're temporary. Notice that even when I click these buttons and go to view page source, nothing is listed in this div. This div is considered empty to the computer, to the browser, even though we made dynamic content. So if we notice, for this class of button, alert, all the statically alerted buttons, all the static buttons who are of class alert, will send me a message when I click on them. This one does too, so does this one. Now, even though I give these buttons the same class, alert, they don't do anything. So notice, when I try to append this button, I give them the same class as the static ones, but they don't display a message. Now, why is that? Well, the reason is that the event listeners that we have are set for the stuff that's rendered on the page load. To explain that again, what I mean is that everything that happens on the document.ready, that gets applied for stuff that gets rendered on page load. That's why we use the ready. So as soon as your page loads, everything with class alert will have the listener to alert you clicked me when I click it. Now, to make new stuff do that, I have to do one of two things. I have to either use a .on handler, which looks something like this, document.on, or I have to use what's called a callback. So, in the next two videos we'll go over that. But let's explain why, one more time, this doesn't work. So, refresh the page, all the buttons go away. Click to add a new button, I click it, nothing happens. This works. But, every time I add a new button, my handlers do not get attached to this new dynamically rendered button of the same class, class alert. So in the next two videos, I'll explain to you how to fix that.